So today we are going to talk about, hold on here. Sure. Okay. Today we're going to talk about, I'm going to mute participant spawn entry. Just goes a lot better that way. Okay. We're going to talk about the business boom. And I want to just like really update you guys on what it's going to look like. We have had amazing success, amazing results with business booms in the past, and we're excited for the one coming in 2 weeks. We're going to kick it off. So, you know, I can think about a couple years ago when we were doing one called March Madness, and I vividly remember Gretchen and I were out staying at Danny Schaefer's house in South Dakota, and we were like just watching this success. I mean, we were like working with people and watching new names and new people plugging into the boom that we were doing at the time. And, you know, it's like the culmination of a whole bunch of work compounding over time. But what we have truly found, and in this summer business boom, we saw it, we found it as well, is, you know, a confused mind does nothing. And a 6-week period of someone, the power of them opting in, the power of them saying, I want to do this, I want to opt in, I want to be a part of the boom, I'm committing for the next 6 weeks to really learn the basics and get into action in a group format. We see success with it. We really do. We see people move the needle. We see them doing things they've never done before. We see them getting out of their comfort zones. It's the combination of, you know, the trifecta that I call mindset, skills, and action equals success. So we have time during it to work on mindset. We have time to work on, to get into action, and then the skills come with time as people are doing it. Okay, so I really want to walk through, I wrote down 10 reasons to plug your people into the boom. Plug your people in, invite them, send a personal invite. Every single person that I've ever had at an Isagenix event, even if it hasn't been their season during 2020, I'm going to send them a note and say, hey, it's the spring boom. Would you love to plug in with us for 6 weeks? Names that you have seen in the past, I will be asking. New names, I will be asking. Customers who have just gotten started, I will be asking, you know, hey, you're loving your collagen. Do you want to plug into our boom for 6 weeks and really capitalize on the money side of Isagenix? I saw Gretchen's Instagram, I believe she had a story, at like a quote that she had shared. It was like, I know I'm not going to get it perfect, but it was something about like, it's a side hustle, don't overthink it. Like for some of these people, just don't overthink it. Just plug in for 6 weeks and come see if the Isagenix well-being offerings and community are what you want to do, right? So I'm really excited to be able to launch this. And I do, you guys, I want you to know every single thing that we bring to this team, all of you, our organization, I do come from a background of instructional design and adult learning. Like that was my career prior to Isagenix, and creating content for adult learners to learn. And so I do want to just say, like, we're not just throwing something together and hoping it sticks. Like I'm so intentional with how we put the learning together and the training together to ensure quality for every single one of your new people that you plug in. You may feel like, oh yeah, I get it. I get what Jake and Allison are about. I'm cool plugging my people, you know, plugging myself in. But if you're ever like, I don't know if this is the right thing, or what if, you know, don't make up stories about your people for them. Let them decide for themselves. Ask them and invite them, okay? Yes, Gretchen, it's not a mortgage, a baby, or a tattoo. It's a side hustle. Don't overthink it. I love that. That's, see, way more eloquent than I could say it. Okay. Some people I think don't overthink the babies or the tattoos, but that's a different story. Anyways. Okay, so number one, what people will get from the boom. They will get clarity around the system. So we're constantly working to improve Leaders Rise here. I'm going to have some new videos out there. I'm going to have some new verbiage, added scripts for collagen. We're going to work through the system. You know, on these calls, we're going to say, we're going to really start at the beginning. Okay, what do we need to focus on first? Your why, your people's why, knowing your people, knowing yourself. And then we're going to work our way through exactly how to do this business, what has worked, what we continue to see working over time. Okay, so step one, clarity around the system. A lot of people are like, I would love to do this, but I just don't know what the heck I should be doing. This will give you that. This will give your people that, exactly what to do. The next step, not a fire hose of steps, but just the next step, okay? And, you know, yeah, there's something about feeling like someone is holding your hand that takes away that confused mind that I was talking about before, okay? Number 2, everyone's gonna get like 2 to 3 simple action items to take per week. So Barbie and I were talking about, you know, we participated in the Level Up Mastermind that Kelly and Tyler put together in the fall. One of the best things we got out of that was ideas of things like, oh, I've never actually made my shake on Facebook Live before that. I never have gone live and said, hey, this is my breakfast every morning. You know, I had never interviewed someone else using StreamYard on my wall. Things that actually, like these action steps that work. You know, another one that we'll be bringing to you guys is like, hey, send a voice note to the 3 people that you really would love to partner with in this and just rip off the Band-Aid. We're going to give tasks. We're going to give actual action steps. And then when you complete the action steps, you get a post in the thread. I did these, and we're going to do drawings for fun prizes. So Jake and I are we're just going to have a prize every week. Some weeks it might be something fun like collagen. Some weeks something like Isagenix gear that someone might want. Maybe, you know, some other exciting stuff. We're kind of working through that. We're really pumped to pour into you guys with that for the people who are doing the action steps. Number 3 is accountability. And you're going to get accountability. We are not making the groups. We are just simply asking that you make self-made groups that make sense within your business of 3 or more people. So if you're like, gosh, I don't know, I'm new, I don't have, like, come to us. We're making a group as well. So we can take on those that don't have a self-made group. But as you're sitting here, just think through, like with an ISA rally or a derby, you would form a group with the people that you work with, that you're linking arms with, that makes sense, the people you invite in, the people in your business. So accountability in those self-made groups. Okay, so and we'll give ideas of what accountability looks like, but ultimately it's, you know, it's up to you guys to say, okay, how do we want to hold each other accountable? Like, are we all committing to all the 6 weeks? Are we all committing to XYZ thing? Are we all committing to all the action steps, whatever it is, okay? And then number 4, we're going to have the mindset and the action threads. Write in Leaders Rise here. Those blew up last time. And maybe that's your accountability within your group, that you're going to post every day in there and count each other's points and see who does the most mindset and action. Because at the end of the day, we know it's not just spend one weekend and do it. It's a little bit over time. Feeding your brain every day, you know, your mind is your muscle, and doing a little bit of action every day, and that compounds over time. Okay, so the mindset and the action thread, and we'll throw in some other fun prizes throughout there, you know, some gift cards or different things. We'll be like, oh, we're pulling a prize from the action thread this week. Whoever's posted, you get more entries the more days that you put in your action. Sort of similar to the shake selfie and the sweaty selfie, but doing how did you feed your mind today, and how did you move your business forward today? Okay. Number 5 is having a community of support. So community, I know, is huge. So many of you, I have people who literally tell me their why with Isagenix is the community. I know you guys do too. They literally plug in for the community. And so maybe they're coming in and all they want to do is hit consultant, and that's awesome. They just want to find 2 people and that's it. But this community is everything to them, and we can plug them in to the boom, and they can have this community of support, get some personal development, take it and make a little extra money to cover their products. That's cool. We have a spot, whether they want to go fast or slow, there's a spot for every single person here. And I also, pain tolerance is higher in a group. So for all of us to be doing it together, think about when you feel siloed and alone and like a lone wolf, versus think about when we're doing it together. And someone on the thread is like, I just sent my 3 voice notes. I was nervous, but I heard back from one of them and it was a really nice message. That helps other people do it. So you know, we're going to give very specific things that people can do. 6 is guest speakers. We will have some form of guest speakers, not every week, but something. So just, I know we are not the be all end all. We are one cog in your story. We never want to be the be all end all to your story. And I think bringing in the validation and bringing in others and other stories is massively powerful for everyone that is participating in the boom. Number 7 is the power of declaring it. Okay, so something powerful happens when you opt in. So all that it's going to take to opt into this boom, because it's not going to be any extra time. It's not going to be, you know, we're not going to do a different night call or anything. It's just on this typical call right here, is to fill out a very brief, like 2-minute opt-in form where you click on the link, click opt in, put down, I just want like your goal. And your goal might be to touch my business every day, or your goal might be to hit executive. It doesn't matter what it is, but that's it. It's going to take 2 minutes to opt in. And the power of your person, your teammates, and you just declaring it, there's power there. There's power in just simply declaring it. So that's number 7. And then number 8, it's really meant to be because, you know, honestly, the group that is on right now, you know, some new people, some super seasoned people. So this might be a season where you're like, I'm going to plug into the boom and I'm going to take these 6 weeks and I'm going to focus on my business. And I'm going to focus so much on the growth of my business because that's what my business needs right in this moment. Maybe you're saying to yourself, I'm a brand new associate and I want to do something with this spring. Or maybe you're saying, you know what, I have a more mature organization. I've run to executive. I've, you know, run to 1-star, 2-star, 3-star. And I really want to use this as a tool to invite new people in, right? So, you know, and simply as when it comes to using it as a tool to invite, how to invite, I really recommend combing through all of your customers, combing through everyone that you've ever had the compensation plan conversation with, or you've presented, you know, I've had people tell me, gosh, not yet, but maybe in the future. Great. This is a great opportunity to circle back to them and say, you know, is now the time. We're doing a 6-week program. We're doing a 6-week program. You'll learn everything you need to know, you know, simply Monday nights and then some action steps during the week. And I'll be there as your accountability the whole way. Right. And plug them in, you know, without having in-person events right now to invite to. I truly believe the boom, something like this, is a tool to invite in so they can really see what they have available to them here with Isagenix and with our team. Then number 9, as I already mentioned, fun prizes. So I know for some people, fun is what motivates them in this business, right? And they're just like, I just want to have fun. And this thing better be fun or I'm not going to do it. You know, I don't need another boring job. I don't need some tasky thing. Like, I just want to have fun. And if that speaks to you, like, come have fun with us. Like, I'm going to be super intentional that the prizes hit the different love languages, that the prizes hit the different categories, you know, color codes. I call them categories. Yeah. Color codes that different people, right? Because maybe collagen speaks to you. Maybe you know, a hangout, like, you know, hang out to dinner with us would speak to you.
Maybe it's a foot rub at night. Jake comes over to your house wearing a mask and gives you a foot rub. Maybe that's what you really want.
Maybe it's, you know, it's whatever is going to speak to you. Okay. And then number 10 is celebration, recognition, and success stories to collect and share. We really, truly are in the business of collecting stories. And it's hard to do that in a vacuum. It's hard to do that in a silo, right? Like, I can sit here and I could have, like, Danny Leverson just had one of her biggest months. I could have her come off mute and tell about one of her biggest months just recently, how it just clicked with her. And we had a beautiful message last night back and forth of building this team and this tribe and this post she did of this group that she's just building. And it's just a beautiful thing. And she could talk and she could share her heart, right? Chelsea, same thing. I mean, I'm just looking at names that I'm seeing, right? Chelsea could talk about moving around the country doing this business and going through ups and downs and seasons of her life. and everything that it's providing for her community. I know she's big on the fun aspect. I know the extra income matters, right? Every single one of you has a story, and having some time to really do this in community, we are collecting each other's stories, because you never know who you're going to come across that they're going to resonate with Angie's story, or they're going to resonate with Emily's story, or they're going to resonate with Kelly's story or Nikki's story, right? So it's part of it is we're going to celebrate, we're going to recognize these stories. Like I'm going to do like some recognition each week of different people doing things. And it's going to be people who are in the boom, who are doing big things, you know, and little things can be big things. It's all relative, right? So those are the 10 things. I, you know, am really excited to do the boom. This summer, I think we had, you know, quite a few dozen people join in the boom. And, you know, that's a testament to each of you and the organizations that you're growing and the way that you're really just plugging people into Isagenix, into our team. So is there anything you would add or want to add?
No, I mean, you covered it very well. And I think you said, you know, being in this boom is very personal to the person when they join, right? Like your goal should be for you. I don't want people to think they have to come in with these massive goals. If they want to just come in, maybe your goal is you're not in constant, maybe your goal is reaching out to 4 people a week because you never reach out directly to anyone. Maybe that's your goal. That's okay. Like make your goal work for you, because that's going to really bring you along in the 6 weeks. Don't make your goal something you think that Allison wants to read or that Jake wants to read. Make your goal for you and tell your team and be honest with it, and they'll be able to support you along the way, and it'll really help you in the long run. So just being honest with yourself and being open to having fun when you do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, my goal for you guys is that you move the needle forward. And I wrote down a quote. I don't know who said it, but it's when I was looking up things about progress, and it says, when things don't happen right away, just remember it takes 6 months to build a Rolls Royce, and it takes 13 hours to build a Toyota. Okay, so a Toyota was my first vehicle. I love Toyotas, they're great, but a Rolls Royce it's gonna last. It's luxury. It's, you know, think of those deep roots. Think of that legacy that you're building, right? It takes, so 6 months versus 13 hours. It takes longer. It takes effort. It takes sustained periods of time. It takes sometimes waiting and looking at the wall, and like Teresa and I were saying, watching paint dry. Sometimes you feel like you're just watching paint dry as you're waiting. Oh, are they going to get it? Are they going to get it? When are they going to get it? Right? Feels like we're watching paint dry. But think through, what can you control? Think through, how can you move your business forward? I honestly believe, you know, getting people involved in a 6-week program like this right now, spring is historically every single year without fail the biggest time in Isagenix. Spring, March, April, May, June. I see Danny nodding her head, you know, and then July, we're going to have celebration in one form or another. We're either all going to Salt Lake City or doing some sort of a watch party with, you know, a whole bunch of people. As for inviting, the one other thing I would add, I would watch that Emily Vavra video, how to invite. She gives you all the language you need, every single little bit of the language. It's out at leadersrisehere.com under step 2, inviting people to take a look. I won't even pull it up. You guys can go look at that. Step 2, there's a video of Emily Vavra, how to invite. She says, I thought of you because if I could show you a way, would you? We have to be asking, okay? So that's what I have. People are just going to opt in with, you know, it'll take 30 to 60 seconds to opt in.
Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I'll pause. Okay. Well, that's it. That's what we have.
Can I give you can a few of us that have done the boom give some testimonials?
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, that would be
Gretchen,
great.
you go.
Okay, you guys, literally, this is like the 4th time I've done the boom. And the first time I did it, I was just like a pure student. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I was like 4 months into Isagenix. And it was the best part of it. The learning I can go find. But the being with other people who are scared and don't know what they're doing, I can't go find that on the internet. It was like the best part. So like, if you're new, it is the best.
That's awesome. Yeah,
For
you're
sure.
right. You can't. I mean, this is intangible. This is invaluable, what we create here. It really is. And once we're in person again, hanging out, everyone's going to feel that. But right now we have to recreate it from home. Thank you, Gretchen. Who else? Who's done a boom or sprint or something like this? You know, it's not really a sprint, but who's done a program like this before that we've done and seen value?
I'll go quick. I think it just honestly gives you the tracks to run on. Like, this is what you do it consistently for the boom, and then just continue to do it afterwards, and just giving you the steps to just, okay, now go and do it. And like the community aspect too, but we're always here regardless. And Leaders Rise here on our Facebook group too. But it's a good way to just kind of light the spark, I guess, and keep it going.
Yes,
Yeah.
awesome. Go ahead, Barbie.
And I would add to that is just like, it gives you encouragement. Do you know what I mean? Like that when we were doing Facebook Lives, and I mean, I've never done a smoothie, like, and I mean, I've been doing this for 6 years and I've never like done a Facebook Live of me making my smoothie, but the amount of people that reached out and connected about like my immune boost, like there are different things that you probably don't showcase like on our regular stories or on our news feeds, right? That it just pushes us outside of our comfort zone. And when you see like that, oh my gosh, Heidi did her Facebook Live, I got to do mine, right? And you just see the positive engagement that somebody else is getting, you're like, oh my goodness, I can do that too, right? So it just gives you that extra confidence of like, you're not alone, right? And we know that we're never alone, but especially when we're doing things that push us outside of our comfort zone, it just gives you the confidence that you can do it too. And the total belief that like, when you see other people going first, that it's not that bad, right? So that's what I would say is like just the extra push to go a little bit further and get you outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah, that's so good, so true. And yeah, it is funny because seeing the other people do their breakfast on their wall, I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't done mine yet. Like that alone is accountability, right? Accountability comes in a ton of different forms.
It's a healthy peer pressure.
Yeah,
right?
it's good.
Like
And,
I said, I was going to do it. They already did theirs. They're
And
gonna be
watching
asking
someone
me.
do it and being like, well, okay, I can do that. Like that was good, you know? Yeah, exactly. Confidence to keep going. Yes.
Yeah, Heidi said 6 weeks of action makes it a habit, right? Like
Yep.
you get into the habit of doing these things. You know what to do, and sometimes it takes a while for you to see those first seeds that you plant, right, come to harvest. So it's giving you that time, and you're gonna be seeing some of the fruits of that labor, and you're just gonna keep going and not give up because nothing happened in 48 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Good. See, Molly? I mean, right? This is exactly, she's going to go do it tomorrow because we're talking about it right now because you can't get this. And Molly, I know on your stories today, you were like, who sits there and scrolls and feels good after? Who sits there and hangs out in a community of, 15 of us right now, and now you feel good and you're going to go hang out feeling good? People are meant to be in community. And that's what something like this does. It's you are not the people who are just simply sitting and scrolling and wishing and wanting and hoping to do their business. It feels icky. I get it. I've had those days. Come to the community. We're going to keep it succinct. We're not going to add a ton of extra time on your plate. It's stuff you should be doing anyways. And we're just going to have a ton of fun with it. No one. Exactly. 2, fun also to cheer people on. Exactly, Danny. Yes. And helps plug people into the team if you're new. Angie, yes. And Danny, yeah, gives you confidence to keep going and just do the action. Like, just do it. Just do it already.
It's like running with a friend or going to the gym with a friend.
Yeah.
It's much easier to stop and walk like, I don't know, 20 or 30 feet before the stoplight, right? And just catch your breath, as opposed to if you're running with someone and they run all the way to the corner, you're going to run all the way to the corner.
Mhm.
And you're always surprised at how much more you can give and do when somebody's watching you,
Mhm.
right? When somebody's doing it with you. And that's one of those big things with, doing this in a group. Allison said, pain tolerance is higher in a group, and it's true.
Yeah.
So true.
Awesome. Okay. Have a good night.
Oh.
Invite. I'm going to post the opt-in link tonight, right after this, so you can start sending it to people. But get their buy-in. Don't just say, just fill this out. Be like, are you going to join us?
Yeah.
It's going to say, I commit to
You're
a
not just
6-week boom. click the button. They're just going to fill out why they're doing this and their goals. Simple, free form, whatever's on their heart is the right answer. So
Not just a random tag.
Yep.
Reaching out, asking.
Love it. Have a good night, you guys. Bye.